right. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another live. Just moving some stuff over here. Tea. All right. Just moving some stuff around so I can see better. And there we go. Okay, perfect. Now I can see. And that works. All right. So this is my mandala I started during the Pyrography Summit that's going on through Instagram and everything right now. I started it Monday night during the community group chat and challenge. So I'm just going to be working on it some more. My plan with it is to finish burning the texture on the background. It's a little loud, sorry. And then I'm going to do some shading in the mandala. And I'm going to add a painted galaxy in the center. And don't judge my lines, they're a little crooked here. It's really hard to do circles. Okay, so I'm just going to work on the background. I spin my piece a lot, so don't mind me. All right. So I am just using a small shading tool to get this texture on the background. Hey, how's it going? Hey, how are you doing today? Hey! It's never a bad idea for burning. How are you doing today, Cheryl? Oh, really? Wow. I don't think I'd be able to stay away from burning that long. Oh no! Well, hopefully they can get that figured out soon for you. I keep hearing car doors. There's a lot of people out front. We have the gas people out on our street. They were cleaning out some lines. I wonder if they're all done now. How long do they last with the scrubbing? Actually, they last a fairly long time. This is only my second shading tip that I've gone through, and I still have my other one. I do still use it, but I had like bent the very end of it, and it like snapped off. So I had to buy a new one. But razor tip's really good. They will replace the tips for super cheap. I don't usually use the brass brush this much. The only reason I'm using it this much is because I'm burning black. And when I burn black, I get the buildup on the tip, and that's when I have to keep cleaning it. But when I do the lighter burns, like the shading and stuff, I don't get that, so I don't have to clean it as much. And then I usually just use a leather strop and some compound, and I clean them that way, or some very high grit sandpaper, which I know is a big no-no, but I do it anyway. I like the wire brush. I've tried a lot of other things and it wrecks my tips too much. I've tried the tea strainer. It's like the round metal mesh basket kind of thing, and I used that for a while, and it actually wore out one of my tips to the point where it fell off. One of my ball tips. So I stopped using that. I don't like the razor that Razor Tip supplies when you buy their kits. And yeah, using a really high grit sandpaper is good. I know some people don't like that at all because it can actually wreck your tips, but I think a really high grit one would be no different than using a compound. Yes, I use high grit sandpaper as well, and it helps, and once in a while I'll use the strop. But the only reason, honestly, I have the leather strop is because I have carving tools, because I do some carving as well. Razor Tip actually sells these now. Well, not this one in particular. I got this from the coal mine where my husband works. But Razor Tip has smaller ones, and they're a lot softer, I guess, which would probably be better for the tip than my really rough one from a coal mine. Oh, that's awesome. I don't do a lot. I do some relief carving. I've done a couple and sold a couple, and they turned out pretty good. I've done some figurine carving, jewelry carving. Nothing super fancy because I'm still learning. So I've got a few tools. But I did like a little gnome guy. Yes, kind of ish. Like for example, I've run out of ideas really quick for mandalas, like what to do in the spaces and that, so I will use references from other mandalas for just like how to fill in spaces, but otherwise everything is free-handed and my own design. This is the little guy that I carved. I carved this one probably about 2 years ago now. So his burning is starting to fade just a little bit, but but he turned out pretty good. That was my first time ever carving. I've got smoke coming out the bottom underneath my wood. I've thought about it. It's hard to get good carving wood here. Like we can get basswood blocks at the hardware store or like the lumber store, but they're not as good as some of the basswood blocks I can buy from a carving site. They are just not as clean, which is odd. Basswood's a very clear wood to begin with. Thank you. But I do like using cherry. I carved a bee pendant out of cherry last year, year before possibly. And I really enjoy doing the pendants. And then I've got this snail piece that I've been practicing doing relief carving on. And I say practicing on because as I was carving it, I chopped his eyeball off. So he will just be a practice piece now. Yes, cherry is a hardwood. It's an amazing wood. After I carved the pendant, the company where I bought my carving tools from, they said they were impressed for me carving it as a first-time carver, because they said most people have a lot of difficulties with it. So I guess I just kind of jump in and do the hardest thing I can. That's okay. One-eyed snails are cool. Yeah, I might try and figure out a way to fix it. maybe glue a piece of wood back on, I'm not sure. Hi, how's it going? Thanks for joining, Autumn Rose. Almost in the background, and then I can move on to shading. Oh, that's great that you found me on here. Thanks. And how are you doing today, Autumn? This is a small round shader, and it's bent right now because I'm pushing on it. I use this one a lot for texture, especially fur, hair, grass. The background texture, as you can see. I use this sometimes for shading, especially larger areas. Oh, I'm glad to hear that the camera's positioned well. I didn't want to put it right overhead because sometimes my hand goes like this and blocks it. So I've got a little bit of an angle. I have a mount that's attached to my desk. And it's like a trifold type mount. Like I've got 3 pieces that are connected to it. And I can position it. And my webcam just screws right onto the top of it. So it's really handy. I actually just got it a couple weeks ago and it's been awesome since. I had a gooseneck before and it shook a lot when I was trying to do stuff during my lives and it was really annoying. So this has been really handy. And I'm doing, and I'm, I can't even talk now. I'm glad to hear that you're doing good. Flat bottom, yes. Yeah. I don't like the spoon shaders. I love the texture on this. I don't know, there's something about it, like, I don't know, I don't like, I think just the way they're shaped, I find them awkward to work with. Can't really get the angles that I like to use with the flat shader. Can you add it to the shopping list? To mine? Yeah. I can look it up. I don't remember what it's called. I don't even think I have the box for it anymore. But it's nice too because it came with extra, I don't remember what they're called, the screws that hold the cameras and stuff. Like it came with bigger ones that can go on the ends to hold bigger cameras for threading. And you can buy more attachments for it so it can hold lights and stuff. So it's really great. And that's next on my list is lights. I have a lot of trouble burning in the evenings right now when it gets dark outside. Add it to the video list. I don't know if I know how to do that. This is only my second live on YouTube. I don't know if I know how to do that. Yeah, it's really neat, and it was a little, like, it's not the gooseneck, so it's not like rubber or anything. It's metal. Here, I have one of the pieces that's not screwed in right now that I'm not using, but they're metal. So it's got the end, and this will screw into another one of these as well. So you can add multiples of these, and you can loosen it. I'm going to move that so I don't burn myself, but you can loosen it, and then this swivels and it spins. So it's really happy. See, I'm trying to read everything you guys are writing. It's really helpful. So it's great. And then you can just tighten it, and then it doesn't move. So yeah, I can add my webcam to it, and then I bought, this was separate, but I bought this to hold my phone. So if I'm doing videos with my phone, then I can just add it on, and it's extendable. So I think this was, if I remember correctly, maybe 50 bucks. Canadian though. If you're in the States, it's cheaper. I ran across my room and dangled my phone. That's awesome though. That's smart. I used to use, like I said, the gooseneck ones attached to my desk, but every time I would try and like shade or erase something, my whole desk would shake. So the gooseneck shook. Now this doesn't seem to do that, so it's great. Yeah, I can add it in the description once I'm done for sure. I'll find it on my list, my purchase list on Amazon, and I'll put a link to it in the description. Sometimes when I'm too lazy to use like a stand to hold my phone, I'll use a cup. I have like the wide mouth cups or a bowl, and just stand my phone in it. And if I need it up higher, I just stick it on a box or something. Okay, well that's good to know. Yeah, it's really hard. Like right now my setup is just in our porch until we can move. Like where we're living now is just temporary. So once I move, I'll have my own studio and I can have all the lighting rigs I need. But right now we just have a couple overhead lights, and my body blocks them. So I try and have like a little desk lamp or something, and I've also got a ring light, but the way it hits my wood, it just casts a really bad glare, and I don't have enough desk space to move them around. So I do all my burning right now during the day. Oh no! No, that is not good. That'd be kind of weird having it attached to your head, 'cause then if you move, your camera's moving too, right? I used to do all my lives on Twitch, and I would do them in the evening, and the lighting was just bad. Like, my camera would always be grainy because it was so dark, and I would try and light it with the lamps that I had, and it would either be way too bright or not enough, and there was no happy medium. So it's nice to be able to do it during the day. I couldn't do it before during the day because I had a kiddo at home who wasn't in school yet, but now that my youngest is in school now, I can work during the day. Yeah. Yeah, it's really nice. This is like the perfect lighting for me. I have two windows right by my desk. I have one to my left here, over this way, and then I have a very large window right over this way. And the one on the left is where I get all the morning sun. So I've got a blind closed mostly over there now. I've got to open a little bit just to hit this. And then the big one doesn't have a blind on it yet because we don't have trim on the windows yet because we just built this porch a few months ago. So we don't have them trimmed in or anything yet. We were waiting for warmer weather to bring the big tools out. So it's really nice having all the natural light. I love it. Yours are 19, you're done with kids? Mine are young. My oldest, she'll be 8 next month, and my youngest is 5. A couple spots show. I just want to try and get in there. I'm really picky, so I like to get in these little nooks and crannies. So when I'm looking at it top down, it's black right to the edge. And that looks good there. Oh, that's not too bad. There's a lot of people doing that now. Although I was 30 when I had my first. But I know a lot of people who are waiting until they're in their 30s or even early 40s now before they have kids. But I also didn't want them younger. I wanted to be able to go out and do stuff, go traveling. We did a lot of traveling. There, my background's done. Clean that tip off. Board is very hot. Alright, so I'm just going to use a razor, and where I didn't, you probably can't see it on here, I can see it and it's bugging me, where I have the lines still. I tried erasing them yesterday, but because I transferred this design on with the graphite paper, some of them stuck around, and I can get rid of some of the overburn like this too if I need to, although I'm not really concerned with that. Whoops! Thanks so much. That they are. No, it doesn't. My hubby and I, we've been together for almost 20 years, and we've been married for 10. Oh, that's awesome. I don't know. I bug him about that all the time. We even went to school together before we started dating. Oh, that's awesome. Thanks. Yeah, congratulations to you as well. Got a few more spots I'm just trying to clean up here. Just so when I shade you don't see those lines peeking through as much. Oh, there's another one. Missed you. Okay, I'm going to use my little vacuum, so I'm just going to mute the audio for a sec, so you don't have to listen to it. Okay, perfect. Now, there it is. Alright, so I can start shading, and for shading I'm going to use this one. It looks like a little iron teardrop. I think it's called a transfer point. Where's my scrap? It might help if I turn my machine back on. Otherwise it's not going to heat up the pen. Thanks! How are you doing? Thanks for joining. The vacuum is fantastic. I get all those little eraser bits everywhere, so it's really handy for that. And when you get them like the deep cuts and you get little eraser bits and stuff in those, it's got bristles on the bottom of the vacuum so you can sweep them out of the cracks and then suck it up. It's great. Another fantastic Amazon find. Alright, there we go. Yep, you bet. Got it on Amazon. I believe, what is the name of it? Tihu? I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but I like it. And they had multiple colors. And it's super handy. So it's got the bristles, the little vacuum, on-off switch, and then you just push this and the bottom comes out so you can dump it. And it's got like a little, you can kind of see in there, it's got like a little basket. And I think it was like 20 bucks, $25. Another link I will have to add to my description when I'm off. Now my picture seems to be really bright. That is shaded more than it looks. It's just hard to see because maybe I'm getting too much daylight now. No reference for this. I'm just doing it as I go and hoping it looks okay. I find I work better when I just have an outline of something and I can finish it how I want. Because if something's already finished and I'm trying to follow it, then I start getting really picky and being like, well, mine doesn't look exactly the same, it has to, and that's not what I want, because I want to be able to make it more me, if that makes sense. So being able to just do it how I want as I go kind of thing just makes it easier for me, less stressful. And I try not to think about too much what I want the overall thing to look like, just one at a time. So like I did this, and now I'll move on and I'll make all those the same. And then I'll worry about the next part after that. And then I'm not worrying about everything at once, what it's going to look like in the end. I just do it. And I like trying to make my mandalas look like they're layered by adding shadows, like the drop shadows. Again, it's really bright, so it's kind of hard to see. I can't even block the light. Just makes it brighter. Thank you. Well, I appreciate that. Once I'm done burning, I'm going to paint a watercolor galaxy in the center. I've done that a few times on my mandalas, and I really enjoy doing it. Thanks for joining again, Andrew. Have a wonderful day. Oops. Ah, that's better. Gotta have my hand resting on something sometimes. I have a tea. I had coffee this morning. The light kind of makes it hard to see the shading. So if you follow me on Instagram, when I get off of here, I post a picture of it. And you'll be able to see the shading a little bit better that way. Can I zoom in a little? I can certainly try. Let's see if I can move my camera. Is that a little better? I need to tilt it more if I can as well. Sorry if my hand's in the way, it's just kind of an awkward angle here. Good. These silicone grips here, I got them directly from Razor Tip. They are newer. You can kind of see it says Razor Tip on it. It's very faint. I believe they just got them in stock last year, maybe? but it's great. Like, this pen is just a standard pen because you can't get these ones in the HD pens like this. So you can see that the pen is quite a bit smaller. That's okay. So these pens get a lot hotter than these ones do, and the grips help with that. And you can get the grips in the blue, well, it's like a tealy aqua color, and you can get them in the black and the coral. But they definitely help with the heat, especially on the smaller pens. Didn't miss much, I zoomed in and then I've started shading. Yeah, like these ones, these are the original ones, and same with the pens. These are the original pens. The grips are amazing. So these are the original pens they had, and they kept falling apart. Like, I've super glued mine in some places, but they fell apart here. But now they are like this. They've got ceramic, which really helps with the heat, and then they don't have, like, it's a solid pen, so they don't come apart as easy as these ones did. And they've moved the air vents. So these are both HD pens. They do get hot fast, yes, like the little ones. Like, I have an older one of that small one, and I even doubled up on the foam, and I actually bent my whole pen. So this is the older style, and this is the newer style. And then you just take the foam grip off and put the silicone grip on. And they've got the ceramic on them as well. So they still get hot because they're smaller, but the grip helps. This part of the board is a little bit more porous than the other side, so I'm going to try and smooth that shading out just a bit more. Yep, the pens, yeah, you can buy them by themselves right on Amazon, oh my gosh, maybe I need a nap. You can get them right on the Razor Tip website, the interchangeable ones. You can buy the pens alone. I don't remember how much they are. I want to say around $35 Canadian. And then you can also get the ones with the ceramic in the fixed tips as well. And the silicone grips, I don't remember how much they were. I want to say around $4 to $6. Okay. Yeah, the newer pens, they've really gone up in the design a lot, so they're really nice. I don't have a lot of the older pens that I still use. And I believe you might be able to talk to a Razor Tip and see about getting them exchanged for the newer ones. And they might let you do that for cheaper. 35 US, yeah. Broke girl art, I think. Okay. I don't know if I've heard of her. Broke girl art. Yeah, I really enjoy these. And I've got the silicone mat that Razor Tip has out now. Yeah, it's really handy. It doesn't stop me from burning anything though. Like, I don't normally burn my surface. I'm more inclined to burn my machine. I have put so many holes in my new machine. This is their mat. So it's just a big silicone mat, and it to protect your work surface. But it's nice because your piece doesn't slide on it, which is good, but sometimes it's also a hindrance because I like to spin my piece a lot, and that kind of stops me from doing that. Oh no, that's no good. Like just the heat on your fingers? Or the chance of burning something other than the wood? Oh yes. Well, that's no good. These grips definitely help. I can still feel the heat with the, like I was saying, with the standard pens. The larger pens, I don't feel the heat at all anymore. And I also use a glove sometimes. Okay, yeah, that's not too bad. So I just use this. I don't know what you guys call them down in the States, but up here we call them magic mitts because it's like a one-size-fits-all kind of thing. But I just use this while I'm burning if I find it gets too warm on my fingers, and it helps. Tilting what helps? My pen? Work? Like, yes. I love doing it. I do this full time now. This is my full-time job. And I do quite well, especially with commission work. I am fully booked with commissions until next year. And I can do it from home, and yeah, it's great. I love it. Okay, for the heat. That would make sense because the heat would be going upwards. Yeah. Yes. Oh, the tilting? I could see that, because if you're tilting like this and your pen is up more, the heat rises, so it's going to go out this way instead of up to your fingers. I have an easel that I had bought a couple months ago to try and tilt my work up just to make it easier on my neck and my back and stuff. But I actually found it made my shoulder hurt really bad. Yeah, I prefer it flat too. Like, I tried the easel and I would get a lot of pain in my shoulder, but I think it's because I need my arm resting on something, on like my desk or something, my elbow at least. And when it's up on the easel, I couldn't do that. So I had to have my elbow hanging off the easel onto just off my desk too. And it might start making my shoulder sore. So I use it once in a while. I don't use it very often anymore. I didn't finish these circles. Stack pillows. Yes, like I've said yesterday, I work on boxes like once in a while. It's not very often, and I take them apart if I can to help, and then I try and stack wood blocks or something to prop my arm up, my hand if I need to or something. Thanks. It was nice seeing you on. Have a wonderful day. Bye. And I have about, what time is it? About 15 minutes and I'll be getting off for the day. Oh yeah, that works. 2-inch tape rolls, yep. Part 3, you bet. Possibly tomorrow. I'm hoping for tomorrow. What is tomorrow? Thursday already. My gosh. I have a cold right now. I have a head cold. And hopefully it doesn't get worse. So if it's fine for tomorrow, then yeah, I will be back on same time tomorrow. At 12:30 my time, so Mountain Daylight Time. And then maybe if I do that, I can get it done. And then I can paint the galaxy in the center. Yeah. This was originally supposed to be a crib board. I'm really disappointed it didn't work out for that. That's okay. Once I get the crib board fixed a bit, then I can do something else on it instead. Eastern, I think you guys are 2 hours ahead, right? So it would be 2:30, I think. I don't know, it's 1:47 p.m. here right now. For a photo in the circle? Yeah. $3:47. Yeah, so you guys are 2 hours ahead. So 12:30 my time is 2:30 your time. That's okay. I'm horrible at knowing the time differences. I did a class last night and the night before, and I was like, I don't know if I'm on at the right time. And then I was paranoid that I'd missed the class because it was in Pacific time and they're an hour behind me. So I was freaking out. But I did them, they're over, and I didn't miss them. There. It's got a few little pores in the wood, so it looks spotty almost there. Oh, did you? Are you on Instagram? Can you go to Woodburn Corners Instagram and maybe send her a message? Because she usually responds probably within about an hour or so. I know she's got the classes going on in that, so she'd have to do it in between the classes. Or maybe try messaging Basha at Fine Line Pyro on Instagram. Okay. I don't know if she responds to emails on there or not. Thanks. Alright, I'll do this one here like these, and then I'll be getting off. Oh, you're welcome. Glad to help. I know what it's like to fall in kind of like a rut and you're not motivated to really do much. I get it. That's exactly what happened with doing live videos. I didn't do them during the month of December just because I was really busy doing other stuff. I didn't get time to do them. And I was going to pick them back up in January, and I never did. I got into this really bad rut of not doing any lives, and I really like doing the lives because they help push me to do stuff. So yeah, it's nice getting back into them. Thanks, and you have a good day as well. Thanks for joining again. I appreciate it. Alright, I think that's good. Alright. Yeah, that looks good. I wish the wood wasn't porous right here, but there's nothing I could do about that. No amount of sanding will help that. A little bit of porousness here, but that's okay. Yeah, so I will post a picture of the progress of this on my Instagram, and maybe in better lighting, although this lighting wasn't bad. And I will post those links on the description in my video here after I get off. So thank you for joining. I really appreciate it. I will try and be on again tomorrow. We'll see how my cold is doing. But otherwise, have a wonderful day.